What up, people? Coach V, New Breed Boxing. Today's the big day, the moment of truth, your first amateur boxing match. But who are you fighting? How are they gonna decide who you fight? Well, when your first amateur fight, you're considered what's called a novice amateur boxer. Your first to your 10th fight is in the novice category. Your 11th fight plus, that's in what's called open class. And then, that's in the amateur category. Then after that, the pros is completely different in matchmaking. So in your first amateur novice fight, you pull up to the arena or the venue, wherever you're fighting at. It's gonna be filled with, coaches, fighters, fans, USA boxing officials. They're all gonna be sitting there waiting for you. You can burn up a lot of energy wondering who you're gonna fight, looking around, trying to find people your size. Don't do none of that. Don't waste any of your energy. Look around, find a nice comfortable place that you can lay down, put your bag on the ground, put a towel on your head, and relax. Relax, conserve your energy, just chill out. After you check in, your coach should be able to take, both your pass books up to the USA boxing officials, and then he's gonna see who's on the menu. He's gonna see what other fighters are available in your weight class, unless they did what's called pre-matching, which half of the time falls through the day of the fight anyway, but maybe he knew another coach in another place, or the people throwing the show, they matched him up with somebody that sounded good over the phone. And maybe you will fight that guy, but most of the time, half of the time, those fights fall through. So then, you think you're fighting one guy, that's why you gotta be ready for anything, because you'll be thinking you're fighting a guy that's a southpaw with 2 fights. Then next thing you know, you're fighting an orthodox guy with no fights. You don't know what the hell's gonna happen. So don't even waste no energy in your mind. Just be open-minded. You gotta say, listen, I'm here, I'm ready to fight whoever. Don't worry about particulars. When that bell rings, you'll figure it all out then, because this ain't like pro boxing where you got tons of, history to study a guy's whole career and his patterns. You don't got that privilege. And it's only a short 3-round fight. 3 2-minute rounds is gonna go by like that. So you gotta, you gotta really base it more on your skill is important, but your athleticism and just, overwhelming them physically is gonna be probably a little more important in the beginning stages, of your amateur career. But skills is always, great, But I'm gonna tell you that, don't prepare yourself for any one particular person. Just be ready for whatever. So they're gonna match you up by weight, age, and experience. They could have a couple more or less fights than you, or not less, but they could have a couple more fights than you even, if they feel confident in your ability. They could be a little heavier than you, they could be a little bit lighter than you. And they could be older, they could be younger. They could be up to 10 years younger in the amateurs, in the novice category, younger or older, depending on your age. And that's how they're gonna base it. When you're in a big town with a lot of boxing gyms where they're throwing a lot of shows, there's gonna be a lot of people to choose from where you probably won't even know who they are. And that's another thing you gotta be aware of. People come from other countries all the time or from other places. Like I said, man, they might, have 100 fights in Russia or Cuba and then come over here, nobody knows who they are, and they got a 0 on their boxing passport, and you're like, oh, this guy got no fights. This dude is a killer. He's been through everything, and they just, I don't know, maybe they just want to give him a little bit of experience over here to, use some people as a crash dummy or whatever. But that's pretty much, how it's gonna go down. So you just gotta be ready for whatever. Hopefully, in the perfect world, it will be a fair fight. Like I said, those situations where you get those guys that were gym rats for years, that are basically pro fighters with no, official record, or, guys that are coming from other countries with crazy extensive amateur backgrounds. Those don't happen too often, but it does happen. It's something to be aware of. That's why I say, man, it's always best to be ready for whatever, and just show up, man. Just be as healthy and as strong as you can. Make sure you do that work. Don't show up half-assed. Make sure you did your road work. Make sure you were looking good in sparring, and make sure you slept good the night before the fight. And you don't take no chances, man. You play it safe, follow the rules. Hopefully your coach will, make sure everything is lined up so this way you got no stress. No obstacles, no unforeseen obstacles that are going to disturb you or disrupt you or aggravate you. Keep as calm as possible. Let them do the matchmaking for you, and you just show up and you get in that ring. When that bell rings, you get busy. If you found this video informative, like, subscribe, comment below, put some other ideas too if you got any other subjects you want me to speak on, and go check out my Instagram, coach.v_. Till the next time, we out. Out.